Let's see. I'm going to have Bentley, actually, can you turn on the lights for me, bud? Thank you. Okay, who is the quietest of all? I'm going to hold a sucker in my hands. And if we all come over quietly, I'm going to add it to our jar, okay? Table 1, thank you for being quiet. I'm holding it high. Let's keep those bubbles. Good job. Table 1 did it successfully. Let's see if table 5 can do it. Good job. We are one step closer to the sucker in our jar. Keep those bubbles.
Elijah, where are you supposed to sit?
Hey, Riley, can you make sure that you sit by TJ for me?
I know.
Thank you. The last one, I promise. All right, table 3. They can do it. It's one step closer to the jar. Let's see. TJ, or Elijah, are you excited? So he's going to stay for this video and then head to the resource room after. One step closer. Marcus. Table 2.
Destiny.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, we are almost there. Even when you're in the reading area, you still need to be quiet. Let's keep those bubbles if we want our sucker. All right, and last but not least, table 4, head on over. Can we do it? I'm so close to dropping it in. Let's see. Keep those bubbles if you're at the reading area. I like how Evan has a bubble. Wow, everybody has a bubble. Good job. Okay, I need Kennedy and Serenity to move up a little bit. Thank you. Okay, let's count how many we have.
4.
I think we have more than 4. Let's count. Ready?
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just need 5 more.
We have 5.
I know it's
We need 10. How many more do we need?
5.
Can we do it?
Yes.
Yes, we can. That is bubble over. I like that. Okay. So remember how before we watched those videos, I talked about this mystery bag?
I saw it over there.
It is a mystery bag.
Miss J.
Can you see through it? Can you see inside it right now?
Yes.
Can you see through the bottom?
Yes.
Can you see through the top?
Yes.
On the side?
Yes.
No, we can't see anything.
Yeah.
It's a brown paper bag, and I am a magician, okay?
No, you're not.
For this lesson I am, for this magic bag I am.
What do you need?
Inside this magic bag, I'm going to be a magician, and I'm going to pull stuff out, and you guys are going to have to help me solve the mystery, okay?
What if you need a cup hat in a wand?
Oh, that is a good idea, Tristan. I don't have one. Darn it. I have a wand.
Where's your hat?
Well, how about we close our eyes and imagine I have an imaginary, a big, tall, black one like Abraham Lincoln wears. I'm wearing one right now, okay?
Lincoln?
Maybe I'll pull a rabbit out of it.
That? No!
Okay, let's keep those bubbles. All right, so my mystery bag. If we make it through this lesson and we do really, really well keeping those bubbles, I'm going to be a magician and pull things out of this bag, okay? And you're going to have to help me solve a mystery, all right? So I'm keeping the magic bag right here. I want to always remember, if we do really well, we get to see what's inside. I have a magic wand. I have my magic hat with my rabbit inside. And we're getting started, okay? So, during this lesson, you're going to be learning about living and non-living things, just like we learned in those videos. And by the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to decide whether an object is living or whether an object is non-living, okay? And there's really important questions that you have to ask as you're thinking about this. So, who can tell me what we learned with Mrs. Carnahan the other day in science? Hey, Brandy, let's go grab a tissue, okay? In science the other day, you learned about the parts of a... The parts of a... The parts of a flower. Good job. Do you remember doing that with Mrs. Carnahan while I was gone?
Yeah.
The parts of a flower, and you cut and pasted different words. And you learned about like a stem and petals and stuff like that. So that's what we learned a couple of days ago. Now we're going to learn something different, okay? My question up here at the top of my anchor chart is it living? Question mark. Is it living? Okay. So, during this lesson, all of us need to be scientists, okay? Scientists, remember we talked about them earlier this year?
Yes.
They wear coats, they wear lab coats, they do different potions, they make different experiments. But today, you guys are going to be scientists, okay? So, a scientist, which is all of you ask 4 questions when you think about if something is living or non-living, okay? 4 different questions as a scientist you have to ask. So the first one is, does it eat?
No.
So if I have an object in my hand, I have to decide, does this object eat to stay alive? Does it eat things and drink water to stay alive? Well, we don't know yet. We don't have an object. I'm just telling you what the questions are. So the first question a scientist asks, does it eat? So does it eat and drink to stay alive? Number 2, hold up 2 fingers for me. Number 2 is, does it grow? So does it start small and does it get bigger and bigger and bigger? Okay. That's question number 2. Brandy, put your hand. It's fine. Put your arm down. Put your arm down. You're fine. It was an accident. All right. First question, does it eat? Second question, 2 fingers up. Does it grow? We don't know. We'll see. Third question, does it move? So does it walk? Does it crawl? Does it slither? Like in that, like the snake in our video? Anybody have a seat? And number 4, hold up 4 fingers for me. I want to see everybody's 4 fingers. Does it reproduce? That's a really big word. Does it reproduce? Meaning, does it have babies? Okay.
No.
So you think about, remember the duck?
Yes. No.
The duck in our living video? Does a duck reproduce? Yeah, because remember he had all of his little baby ducks around him, right?
Yes.
Tell us.
It's a sheep.
So, question number 1. What was question number 1?
Does it eat?
Does it eat? Who can raise their hand and tell me what question number 2 was? Kalia?
Does it grow?
Does it grow?
Does it grow?
I should not hear you talking unless I ask you to. Tristan? Marcus? Okay, question number 3. What's question number 3, Evan? Does it slither? Does it move? Good job. And what about question number 4, last one with our baby ducks? What was it, Kennedy?
Does it reproduce?
Does it reproduce? Good job. So does it eat? Does it grow big and tall? Does it move? And does it reproduce? Okay? So those are our 4 questions we have to ask as a scientist. Hollis, this is your warning. You will clip down, okay? You need to pay attention. All right, so now we're going to work together as scientists to figure out if these things are living or if they're non-living, okay? So the first one we're going to talk about, a worm, okay? So our first question is, we have a bunch of questions. I'm going to write yes or no in each one of these boxes, okay? And we're going to figure out if it's living or not, okay? So does it move by itself? Does a worm move by itself?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so, right? So I'm going to write a Y for yes. Okay, our second question, does it grow and change? Does it grow?
Yes.
Yeah, a baby worm's going to start out about this big, and then when they get older, they grow and grow and grow. So that would be a yes.
Like Slither.io.
Does it breathe?
Does
Does a worm breathe? It's a living, yeah, it breathes, right. Does it need food and water to survive? Yeah, remember it eats the soil and lives in the soil? So that's a yes. Our last one, does it reproduce?
Yes.
Yeah, good job. Worms can have babies. Good job. So, oh my gosh, look at this. These are all red yeses. Does that mean that a worm is a living thing? Yeah, a worm is living. Good job. Okay, now our second one is a soccer ball. Okay. Does a soccer ball move by itself?
No.
No. How does a soccer ball move? Tristan?
Somebody has to kick it.
Somebody has to kick it. Good job. So it doesn't move by itself. So I'm going to put a no. Okay. Does a soccer ball grow and change?
No.
No, it pretty much stays the same size, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to write another N for no. What about, does a soccer ball breathe?
No.
That would be silly.
And air inside. Yeah.
There is air inside of it, but does it breathe like us?
No.
No, it doesn't breathe like that. What about, does it need food and water to survive? Okay, our last one. Does it reproduce?
No. It doesn't have babies.
No,
Yes.
a human has to make it, right? It can't make babies by itself.
Yes.
Good job. Okay. So is a soccer ball a living thing?
No.
Good job. All right. Our next one is Clifford from the Clifford books that we read sometimes. Tristan.
Again.
All right. Does Clifford move by himself?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say he does.
We're doing a bird.
What about, does he grow and change in our Clifford?
Yes.
Remember how he's a little tiny puppy, and over time he gets to be about as big as this school?
A huge one.
Yeah. So yes, he does grow. Let's keep those bubbles. Remember our magic bag. All right. Does Clifford breathe like you and me?
Yes.
Yeah, he does breathe. What about, does he need food and water to survive?
Yes.
Yeah. So dogs eat food and water. Good job. What about, does Clifford reproduce? Can he? Can a dog have puppies?
Yes.
So he can reproduce. Good job. All right, now we're on our last one. Did we decide that Clifford? Kindergartners. Remember our magic bag? And keep that bubble, okay? Okay, did we decide that Clifford is a living thing? Yeah, because we had a yes for all of these questions. Good job. Our last one as a scientist. Are you ready? We are talking about a car. Okay?
A car. Not talking
Does
about
a car move by itself? This is kind of tricky.
Yes. No.
Does a car move by itself, or does a person have to move it?
The person has
Good job. So a car cannot move by itself.
Yes.
What about?
No.
Wait forever. We need to have those bubbles. What about? Does it grow and change?
No.
Does it get bigger and bigger?
No.
No. Not by itself. It doesn't. Let's see. Does it breathe?
No.
A car doesn't breathe. It doesn't have a.
does. Your car breathes.
It doesn't have a heartbeat, so it can't breathe.
The engine can No.
What about? Does it need food and water to survive? Kindergartners. Hey, remember our magic bag?
Gas.
Okay. So it doesn't need food and water. It needs gas, but gas isn't really. It could be food and water for a car, but food and water for us is different, right? So I don't think this car eats food and water to survive. Does it reproduce?
No.
That would be silly, wouldn't it? Okay, so is a car a living thing?
No.
It's not a living thing. Good job. All right. I'm so glad that you all could be here to help me.
It's a pattern.
It is a pattern.
Red, black,
Guys, and those bubbles. Remember, let's think about our suckers and our magic bag, okay? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave our magic bag for the very end of the lesson, okay? And what we're going to do next is, everybody's eyes up here. Elijah, can you turn your eyes up here, please? All right. I'm going to send boys and girls or tables back to your seats. What you're going to do is you're going to cut out these pictures at the very bottom, which is scissors. Guys, let's assemble. Willow. Okay, you're going to cut out these pictures at the very bottom with your scissors, and you have to decide as scientists if they are living things or if they are non-living things, okay? So think about those questions that we asked. Does it move by itself? Does it grow and change? Does it breathe like you and me?
No.
Does it need food and water to survive?
Yes.
Does it reproduce? Okay? So think about those questions to help you decide if these items are living or if they're non-living, okay? If they're living or if they're non-living, all right? Okay, I'm going to send, we're going to try this again. I have this up in my hand. I'm challenging you, ready? I'm going to send table 3 back. See if you can do it quietly. Remember, my sucker's starting at the top. My friends at the reading area need to be quiet too. Hollis. All right, table 3 was successful. What about table 1? Can you do it?
No.
My friends at your seats need to be quiet too. Brandy, was table 1 quiet?
No.
I think they were. Okay, let's see who can do it next. Table 4. Can you do it? We're one step closer to another sucker. My friends at the reading area need bubbles. Kalia. All right. Table 4, we're back to their seats quietly. What about table 2? Can we do it? We're so close. All right, what about table 5? Can you do it too? Hey, Riley, can you switch with Hollis for me? Just for the rest of the video. Thank you, ma'am.
Now it is.
So, I have brought my magic bag with me, okay?
Magic bag.
Kindergartners, did I ask you to get scissors and glue sticks out? No, put them away. You should not have anything on your desk. Daisy, alright, so sweet. Back to your seats. Alright, I need everybody sitting on their pockets. Bubbles in those mouths. Okay, so I brought my magic mystery bag with me. And if we can do this worksheet successfully, okay, then I'm going to show you what's in my magic bag, okay? So I'm keeping it right here. If you need a reminder, keep those bubbles and just look at that magic bag, all right? So I'm going to pass these out. You can go ahead and get scissors and glue out. Okay, guys, let's get going. Pass them around.
One day, Gavin was trying dresses. It was like,
Wow, that one's huge.
Gavin was a boy and he tried all of my
All right, I'm going to be passing out stickers to friends that are being very, very quiet and working hard. I like how Destiny put her name at the top of her paper.
What did you see?
I like how Evan put his name at the top of his paper. Serenity, Logan, good job. All right, so friends are going to get stickers. Let's see.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you have a question.
What was there, there's no name.
Okay, so we have living on this side and non-living on this side. Which is one? So living will be on this side and non-living.
Yes.
On the graph. Okay guys, let's remember. Yes. Do you mind telling your people? Good job. All right. We have living and non-living, okay? Raise your hand if you have a question. Riley gets a sticker because she has a bubble. Is there a picture of us? Oh, grass. Grass is living? Let's see, does it need water to survive? Yeah. Does it grow? Tristan, thank you for having a bubble. I want to remind you about our magic box, our magic bag.
Is glass living? Yeah. It needs water. It glows. Yes, it does. Does it not grow? A shoe does not. No, it does live. No. Yeah, glass live. No, not shoe. Yes. No, not shoe. Glass needs water. Shoe live. No, I mean a shoe does not live. Yeah, a shoe does not live. Skateboard does not live. I did it. A skateboard does not live. Skateboard does not live. Everyone knows kids live because we are kids. Teachers live. Everyone knows that kids live. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we do. I'm going to talk about how you guys are special.
Coming around, Tristan.
Need help?
Doing great. Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's not pig. We eat it. So, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This is what time.
Kindergartners, I'm okay if you talk, okay? But it needs a whisper. I need a whisper, please. Hollis. I like how Leah's using her whispering voice.
You want to place the Alan. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's all it doesn't do. Yes. It needs water. Yeah, it needs water. It glows. Yes.
If you think you have it finished, have a seat and start coloring. I'll be walking around.
Yeah. Because it goes right here. Yeah.
Hey, Brandy, I can hear your voice over everybody else. Use that whisper
Are
voice.
you right? Yes.
Perfect. All these are non-living. What do you think about a flower?
Yes.
Let's ask some questions. Does it need water to survive? Yeah. Does it reproduce? Yeah, remember that's what we read this morning where the seeds are in the wind. Good job. You got it.
Wait. A box does not live. Starting yet? I don't know.
Think about those science questions. Does it need water to survive? Yeah. Does it reproduce? Yeah. You're doing good.
Say tis. Say
Alright, if we cannot handle a whispered voice, I'm going to say bubbles. I'm going to say voices off. If you're finished, go ahead and start coloring and I'll come around to check them. There you go. Well, you got it. Does it grow? Does it water? You got it, Brandon.
Did you just say Bill?
Kristen, what's your voice, please?
Did you not show that? Where's my pizza? Oh, here is it. This is my Oh, good. I don't like That's you. I need a green.
Is there something wrong with your glue stick? It's okay. There's meant to be glue in there. It's fine. Let's throw that away and keep working.
Did you smell?
Great. Voice is down. So does a plant start out really small and get bigger and bigger?
You don't steal. Smell it.
Alright, I'm going to give you about 2 more minutes to finish up. 2 more minutes.
Can I come on the back? I can come on the back. What? You come on the back. Actually, I don't like them. I Mr. J. This is what so you can get me what? I'm already done. I didn't say Batman. I said Batman. I need green. Can I use this?
Elijah, here's your paper. Mrs. Duffy will help you get started, okay? Go ahead and take it to your table.
Oh, this is a piece of cat. Where's my
mailbox, what I'm going to do
Yes.
is I'm going to ask, what, guys, boiler up means I need eyes on me. I need hands down. I need focus. Bentley, Brandon. All right, guys. Everybody's listening. You're not just for another minute. Okay, who can tell me what we learned today? What are the 2 most important things that we learned today? Willow, do you know? What did we learn about? What are the 2 things that we learned about? Living and non-living things. Good job. Kamaya, can you give me an example of a living thing? Flower. Good job. And Bentley, can you give me an example of a non-living thing? A bathtub. Good job. All right, I'm going to have table 4. Go ahead and put these in your mailbox. Let me turn off my video. Right over there.
Miss Jane, you're not finished. Bentley, you're running. Miss Jane.
Yeah.